today's video, I want to talk to you about cravings and what your body really needs, because I, as well as many, am a huge sufferer from cravings. And we've done videos before about balancing your blood sugar and stuff to make sure that you don't crave sugars and things, but I wanted to talk to you about the different things that you crave and why you're craving them, because a craving just means your body needs something, and it's usually a lack of nutrients that your body is saying, we need this, we need to fill that void, so we want the sugary stuff, or we want the sweet stuff, or the salty stuff, or the fatty stuff, or the cheesy stuff, because our body knows what nutrients it needs, and we have those cravings at different times. And especially during people who are pregnant. I have a friend right now who is 6 months pregnant, and I am so excited for her, but she's been getting the worst cravings. And reason why is because with a growing baby, you crave certain nutrients that you and the child need if you're pregnant. But I wanted to talk to you in general about why we as humans crave different things and kind of what those different cravings mean. And I actually found a very helpful chart that I'm going to kind of read off to you to kind of help this along. I can probably post a link to it in the bottom tab or insert a photo or something. But it's something that I've actually tested out, and it seems to be working, because I am definitely a carbaholic, and it's not just sugars, it's sugars or sweets or even carbohydrates or anything like that, you know what I mean? And, you know, there have been other issues where it's salty foods or, you know, other things. And all my life I thought, okay, you get a craving for sugars, but I realized, no, you crave other things as well. And I've never to this day craved broccoli unless it was broccoli covered in cheese. So that being said, I want to talk about why we don't crave vegetables and kind of what we actually need and how to switch that around. And as mentioned, some of the more common cravings are things like sugars and fats and carbs and things like that, and salty foods that generally aren't as good for our bodies as they could be. But why do we crave that super sugary frosting on a cake? It's because our blood sugar is low. We need to boost it back up. Why do we crave those really salty nuts? Maybe we need the iron and the magnesium inside those nuts to help our body run properly. So we're craving that really salty, nutty kind of food. So the first thing is chocolate, and me, like many other women, especially during that time of the month, I crave chocolate, and I think a lot of other people do as well. I prefer dark chocolate. Some people like milk chocolate, but usually chocolate means there is a lack of magnesium in the body. Magnesium is something that helps build up your bones. It helps really optimal cell function overall, and chocolate has a lot of magnesium in it. So if you do find yourself craving chocolate, find other foods that are high in magnesium. You could take a magnesium tablet, but there are actually lots of nuts such as almonds, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, pine nuts that are very, very high in magnesium on their own. You can eat those and maybe drink some water and see if your craving for chocolate is still there maybe 30 minutes later. Dark chocolate, if it is truly dark, is not all that bad for you. It has great antioxidants, it has less sugar than other foods. It's even got caffeine and a whole bunch of good things to fight free radicals. But if you are craving milk chocolate, try something like nuts that are high in magnesium. The next thing is sugary foods, and sugary foods could mean a lack of 4 or many different things. It could be chromium, carbon, phosphorus, sulfur, or tryptophan, and those are all different things that are generally found in sugary foods, that if you're lacking sugary foods or craving sugar and it's not just a blood sugar low, that maybe you're lacking these nutrients. So if it is a chromium issue, things such as broccoli, grapes, cheese, and chicken have lots of chromium in them. Specifically brie cheese or goat cheese is very, very good for this. If you're craving carbon, something like fresh fruits. I don't know a lot of different things that have carbon in them, but in general, if you're craving sugar, you're like, I want that coconut macaroon, you know, I want that cake. Try giving yourself some fresh fruit first, because if it is a blood sugar low, that fresh fruit will help raise that blood sugar, or mango or something like that, and you'll be like, I don't want all those sweets anymore, because you did satisfy that blood sugar craving. So test it out and see how it goes. Phosphorus is actually in a lot of different meats. And I've noticed that as well, that I crave sugary foods, and then, you know, if it's actually some kind of protein that I need. And phosphorus is found a lot in fish, it's found in chicken, it's found in beef, along with iron. Forms of dairy such as eggs and yogurt and milk, and even a little bit in some vegetables and some nuts. But definitely protein is a great way, because protein usually combines with phosphorus, and bananas are potassium, not phosphorus. But that's a really great way to get that in. If it's sulfur, they recommend things such as cranberries, horseradish, cabbage, and cauliflower. Personally, I've never tried that. I didn't even know that those contain sulfur. And the other thing is tryptophan, which is actually going to help you sleep. So if you have a hard time going to sleep at night, tryptophan can help you. And they recommend cheese, raisins, sweet potatoes, and spinach, but I know for a fact that turkey has a high dose of tryptophan, and so does warm milk. If you heat up milk, just organic or regular dairy milk in the microwave, for some reason heating it up releases the tryptophan and will help produce produce a ton of it. So you can take that to help fall asleep, or if your body needs tryptophan and is craving sugary foods, that could help combat the craving. If you're craving breads and pasta and other carbohydrates and things like that, you might need nitrogen in your diet. And it says high protein foods such as meat, fatty fish, nuts, beans, and chia seeds can also help with that. If you're craving oily foods, you're normally craving calcium. When I'm craving oily foods, man, I want cheese, I want pizza with cheese, I want burritos with cheese, I want nachos with cheese, I want my macaroni with cheese. I just want everything really cheesy. And oily foods to me are generally the cheesiest, unless it's like oily pepperoni, but that kind of goes with cheese, you know what I mean? But if you're craving oily foods, it generally means you need calcium. And almost all of the oily foods out there do contain calcium. Dairy has one of the highest levels of calcium, spinach as well, but dairy has a huge high level of calcium. And if you are craving those oily foods, instead of going for the pizza slathered in cheese, maybe try a healthy approach, like a non-fat yogurt with some fruit, or like a healthy cut of cheese with some healthy meat and vegetables. And it says here organic milk, cheese, green leafy vegetables contain high levels of calcium. The very last one is salty foods. So if you're craving those salty foods such as potato chips or nuts or things like that, it says you may need chloride or silicone, which I didn't even know silicone was essential to the body's, I know it's essential to the body's buildup because it is an element, but I didn't know that it was that essential to our diet. So, but it says things like fatty fish, goat's milk in particular, cashew nuts, and different seeds such as sunflower seeds can be very helpful for all of those things. So those are cravings, and that's what your body actually needs. Like I said, sometimes cravings are caused when your blood sugar gets low. We've done a video on that in the past. Tell me if you want another one in the future, or if you have questions about it. But if it's not your blood sugar dipping out because it's low, these cravings, especially if they're chronic cravings, if you get these all the time or always at a certain point in the day, there's a pretty good chance that it's actually a mineral or vitamin deficiency. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped give you some insight. Like I said, I'll link you the chart that I was reading from. Let me know if you guys want more health and wellness videos, or what you think would be good, or if you have any objections to this chart, or if you have any suggestions for me. I would love to hear them in the comments. But I love you guys. I hope that this video helped you, and I cannot wait to talk to you on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.